1 hour to recreate the entire YouTube UI and turn it into a potato. Yes, I am not joking. The timer starts right now. So first we're going to have to get all the pictures, and I have a thumbnail real quick. So we're going to pull it into Canva and we're going to set it to the correct size. Now we're going to go back to our uploads and use this dude, he's a potato man, and we're going to use him as our profile picture. Because this is not going to be just any old YouTube. This is going to be a place where you can buy potatoes, you can watch potatoes, and it's made just for all of you couch potatoes. So let's download this profile picture real quick. Now I'm really struggling to find a good format for YouTube Shorts, as you know, kind of a thumbnail. So I'm just going to have to skip that for now, and we're going to go right into the coding. Okay, so now it's about time that we start the new project, and we're just going to create a basic index.html file. We're going to set up all the other stuff as well. We also need to import all the other images we just now downloaded. And now we have all the images we're going to need. So we're just going to set up the HTML file real quick. Okay, so now it's been about 5 minutes and I have the basic stuff set up. And now we actually have to get to work on making this whole thing. Now for this, I actually have a screenshot that I saved, which I'm going to pull up real quick. That way I can use it for reference. Okay, so here's the screenshot, and this is what we're going to recreate. You see I had the shorts in there at the bottom, and I have the videos up there at the top. We're going to have to create this sliding bar and the sidebar, and we're going to see how quickly we can do that, as well as the search bar. So let me just break this down to you. So we're going to have this kind of on the side. The search row up here is going to be its own little row, and this is going to be a row, and then we're going to have a grid right here, and this is all going to be in a column. So we're going to see if we can get that working. So I actually have an extension right now that's being really annoying. It's called class collapse. So I'm just going to go ahead and disable that real quick. That way this class stops, collapsing. Okay, so now we have a really basic setup right here, and we have about 10 minutes left. So I'm going to really go real quick, go ahead and set up all of these images that we need to bring in. So I'm going to go ahead back to the screenshot, and we're going to count about 3 videos up here. That's going to be 2 of those. I cut that off a little bit. Then we're going to have 5 shorts on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the HTML. Now each of those is going to need to have an image, so we need to add those. We're not really making a lot of progress yet. So I'm actually going to get rid of all the stuff that I created earlier, but for a very valid reason, because I think it's going to be better if I set up one for one, and then I copy and paste it for all the rest. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to consult back to the screenshot and make sure that I have everything that I need here. So we're going to have the title, we're going to have the subtitles, and yeah, that seems about right. So we're just going to fill in the information for one of them, and if we have time, we'll fill it in for the rest. But as for now, I think this is just going to have to work, because we still have the shorts to do, and we're already 1/4 through the time. Now it's about time we work on the shorts, and we're going to have to come up with our own little design for this thing, and I might actually have to go back to YouTube to figure out how this is all going to look. Okay, so shorts are actually a little bit simpler, so we're just going to have this as a row with a header 1 and then a header 2. Now what are our shorts going to be in our new potato version of YouTube? Well, we're going to make it special potatoes, so basically individual potatoes, and yeah, you can buy them. Now that we have the shorts set up, we're going to copy and paste this about 5 times, and then we're actually going to go take a look. Even though we haven't done any CSS left, we're going to take a look at the HTML and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what our HTML looks like. As you can see, it is not exactly what we want. So we're going to have to go ahead and format stuff real quick. I think I'm going to have to add a class to all the images, and we'll see how that works. So I use a quick Ctrl F to give everything a class. And now we're going to get into the CSS, and hopefully this is all going to work. I wonder how I'm going to use a color picker, because I want to get as close to that as possible, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it exactly. So I was actually able to get a couple of the YouTube's colors, and now we're going to try to use these in the videos and, all that type of stuff. Okay, so we have about 40 minutes left, and I've just gotten started on doing the entire layout for all of this. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, it is not looking very good. Well, I actually have colors now, and everything is black, which is usually pretty good. Now I think it's about time that we format the images correctly, because currently they look horrible. So I'm gonna have to fix that real quick, and we are at the 35-minute mark. The 35 minutes left. Have to get to work. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I do not think this is working. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. So good news is that everything scrolls, which is it's not really any good news. I'm going to be completely honest at this point. We're at the halfway mark, and I am really desperate. Things are not looking too good. Well, I actually have some incredible news. I actually just found a bug, and okay, I don't know what's going on there. But the bug was that I was using calc improperly, and so this stuff wasn't working. And now I have a error that's really weird that I really need to fix. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. So I'm assuming this must have something to do with the way I'm formatting everything, and I'm still struggling to understand what is the actual problem. Okay, so there wasn't actually a problem. I was just being a little dumb, and I linked the wrong image for the short, so I'll have to fix that. So to actually fix this, I'm going to use Ctrl F, which is one of the most useful tools that there really is in coding. It just allows you to speed stuff up a whole lot quicker, especially when you make dumb mistakes like this. So I can actually replace this with shorts.jpg and replace all, and that should fix everything. Well, that didn't work too well. Apparently shorts.jpg is not a thing, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, I need to change it to that. So I'm gonna Ctrl Z. The problem was that I didn't have the quote at the end. Now this should fix it. So yeah, now we have all these high quality potatoes. So that's pretty good. I still don't exactly know what's going on with this stuff, because the rows aren't working properly. Maybe if I do something like this where it's 5. Yeah, no, it's definitely not working. I'm getting kind of desperate here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this in that says videos, correct? Yeah, I'll wrap the videos class up after the videos are all done, and I'm going to create a new shorts class. I know I'm being lazy, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And we only have 25 minutes left, so I'm going to have to really, pick up the pace on all this stuff. I'm going to be honest, I didn't think this would be that stressful, and I thought it would be a whole lot easier than this is actually turning out to be. Alright, so I've got a little bit of good news. So it actually turned out pretty good, and we have the rows, but it doesn't actually look that good. I don't know why the background is all messed up and stuff. So I have a lot of debugging to do and a lot of polishing up to do. I honestly don't even know where to start with the debugging for all this stuff. We don't even have a search bar right now. Okay, so I have a problem with the padding right now. I have no clue why it's doing that. Somebody smarter than me could probably figure that out, but that's not me. Okay, so I changed the font, and the font actually looks really good. Once again, I can't get rid of the padding up top here, but I am gonna finally make this search bar. That should make this thing look a little bit better, at least cleaner. Okay, so it actually looks really good, and I only have 20 minutes left, but I say really good. It looks better than it did before. Man, I really underestimated the challenge that this would be. So now we're going to work on the sidebar and see if you can just throw something together, real quick. So I added just a real quick couple of template things, because honestly, I was hoping I could make this look better, but I do not have the time for that. Now we're actually going to have to go into the body and set the display to flex, so you can set this whole thing to a row. Well, I've got some bad news. The row isn't really working. How convenient. So it's actually supposed to be the other row that we make the flex and stuff. Okay, so now I'm actually getting really, anxious, because we do not have enough time to make this to look anywhere close to as good as I wanted to. Okay, so that wasn't working because I wrote the names wrong. Of course. That's how it usually is. And we're going to want to find the sidebar. Why do I have these weird names? This is how it actually normally is with my naming. That should be triggering a sidebar. Don't know why that isn't really working. The sidebar is not working whatsoever. And that's not supposed to be there. So I have 15 minutes left, and you may be wondering, where did my timer go? Well, I actually worked really hard for the last 15 minutes, and I ended up losing all the video footage, and you're just gonna have to trust me here. I spent the 15 minutes I didn't go over. This isn't like a challenge. I'm sure people could do it better than me. It was just a fun concept. So hopefully y'all can forgive me. I did have some of the audio, but it's not really much because I actually didn't talk because I was so locked in. Anyways, the result is mediocre, but I really like it. If you remember what it was, I'm actually recording this a bit later, but how it was before the last 15 minutes versus how it was after, it's pretty crazy. So we're actually going to go live and launch it, and I'm going to show you the final product. So I believe we go right here. The server is offline, so we're gonna go live, and there it is. So some of the bugs that I couldn't fix was, one, this border, and two, I couldn't make the filters stuff on the side like actually anything. This was a last resort. I was just trying to get stuff down, but you can see we have the 6 videos. The pictures are correct. You have a profile picture. We have the title, the price, and all that stuff. The search bar up at the top is formatted pretty well. And then we even have the shorts at the bottom, which is formatted, once again, pretty well. So if you compare it to the actual YouTube, like, it's pretty far off, but it's not. You can kind of see a lot of resemblance of the UI there. And now if you want me to turn YouTube or any other website into a potato or any other item, leave a comment down below. I know most programming languages. I just want to code, so like drop some video concepts in the comment section, and like and sub if you want me to keep doing this. I also do tutorials if y'all want me to do that. So have a nice day, guys. See y'all later.